Hi, my name is Pete Hahn, and thank you for watching this tutorial video. Be sure to visit www.hahn-tech.com for the full library of video tutorials. I hope this video increases your knowledge and helps you become more efficient with this topic, whether for home or work. Please support this channel by sharing these videos with your friends and colleagues.
Hi guys, welcome to this video. I'm really excited about the content of this video. We're going to be covering the Conditional Wizard. Now the Conditional Wizard is available in the platform in various locations. You will find it in the Scan tab, in the MarketWatch tab, Charts, when you edit studies and you want to create a new study, yes, you can use a Condition Wizard, as well as watch lists. You'll be surprised to see what you can do with the watch list column using the Condition Wizard. Now the Condition Wizard is for those of you who really don't understand how to write code, have never had any experience writing code, and it's a tool that allows you to build conditions using nothing more than the mouse. Now for those of you who have a little bit of experience writing code, you'll be able to get even more out of this tool, and we'll show you some examples of modifying the code that's generated from the Condition Wizard. So I've told you what we're covering in the video. I've told you what parts of the platform that we're going to be touching today. I also want to explain where I'm getting my source material from. But before that, I think it's important that we cover the disclaimer. And this is really not so much a disclaimer as it is a caution, a warning, okay? I am not a professional trader. Honestly, I'm not. I write code. That's what I do. I find out what traders need. I study what the professionals teach. And I get feedback from our audience, and I use my ability to write code to build the tools that people are asking for, that people are requesting. I tend to look at things in a minimalistic fashion. How can we achieve the most using the least amount of effort? And so with that disclaimer in mind, I'm not a professional trader. Nothing in this video should be considered an advertisement to buy or sell any financial instrument. There's nothing in here that I'm claiming will make you money or lose you money. I'm simply showing you how to use the platform, how to use the tools available to you to get the most out of it. Oh, before we get into the details, I just wanted to give you guys an update. I know many of you have been following my health status. I've published a couple of videos recently in the last few months, and I just wanted to give you an update. My health is incredible. I've been recovering from surgery at a miraculous pace, far exceeding anything that I had hoped to achieve 3 months after surgery. I'm doing very well, and it's all thanks to your support. I'm so grateful for your prayers and your support. Thank you for your financial support as well. I did publish a couple of videos. We'll go to my YouTube channel here just real quick, and I'll show you in the video section of my channel. You can see the two most recent videos were relating to this health issue that I had. So basically, in a nutshell, this time last year I weighed 168 pounds. By the time of surgery, March 6th of this year, I was down to under 105 pounds. And they discharged me from the hospital 2 weeks later. I was 112 pounds. And then after that, as soon as I started eating regular food, boy, I just immediately started putting on weight, and not bad weight, not just fat, but muscle. All my muscles regrew, and I'm doing weight training, and it's just fantastic. And I just wanted to take a moment to update you on my health status, because many of you have been following that and are curious to know what my current state is. So I wanted to run through that real quick and let you guys know that it is nothing short of miraculous. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your support. Okay, the next thing I want to do is get right into the details on the video, and I wanted to show you where I went to get the material for today's video. What I've been doing is working very hard in the Q&A forum, answering questions posted by viewers, and a lot of times I get requests from viewers that can be simply solved using the Condition Wizard. And there's a large number of these posts in the Q&A forum. Now, we're not going to touch on any of those today. Instead, what I did is I went through the Q&A form. I went to the stock scanners section, and then I sorted by most views. You can see you've got 4 sorting options here at the top. So I went to most views, and so I wanted to see which ones are most popular. And from the ones that were most popular, I combed out about a handful of different topics that I could present in a conditional wizard where the original solution was provided with some code. I'll give you some examples. I've got these tabs open in my browser, and you can see here the first one is scan for identifying stocks with TTM Wave C in cyan color. The next one we'll be covering is find stocks above simple moving average for the previous 3 days. Then we'll also be covering a scan for 3 consecutive days of 2% daily gain. And the next one is going to be option unusual volume open interest scans. And then the last example we'll be covering is finding a MACD crossover below the zero line. And guys, you know what? As I was preparing for this next stage of the video, I realized that the TTM Wave C is going to have to wait till later on in the video. That's actually an advanced solution. It does require a little bit of code writing. You have to touch the keyboard a little bit, and I don't want to use that as the first example. So we're going to go ahead and push that off to later on in the video. That might be one of the last examples we show. And what I'll do instead is we'll go ahead and pick something that's a little bit easier to do that doesn't require any manipulation of the code. And for that, this is a very good example. This is find stocks above simple moving average 3 days. And we can see from the details here, I was wondering if you could help with creating a thinkorswim code. I'm looking to scan for stocks that have 3 bars of price above the 100-day simple moving average of the close. And what we've got is a solution here. Now there were some questions that I had. I wanted to clarify a few things. And we get down here, this is the answer that was given. And then go over here to thinkorswim platform. And you can see that I've changed my layout. What I've got is the Market Watch tab. And you can see at the top here, you've got monitor, trade, analyze, scan, Market Watch. Well, we're on the Market Watch tab. And from the Market Watch tab, you have different selections. This one here is set to alerts. So we're on the alerts section of the Market Watch tab. And on this screen, you see in the far upper right-hand corner, you have a button that's called Study Alert. This is one of 3 different types of alerts that you can have on thinkorswim. The 3 different types of alerts are a chart study alert, a study alert, and a dynamic alert. Now, a study alert only applies to one stock at a time, just like a chart study alert. A chart study alert operates only on the ticker symbol that's plotted on the chart. The dynamic alert is special in that it is generated from a scan. And when you go ahead and generate a scan and save it, then from that you can create a dynamic alert. So this is one of 3 alerts that we have to work with on the thinkorswim platform. The study alert happens to have the benefit of being able to send SMS or email notifications. The chart-based alert cannot. Okay, so a study alert and a dynamic alert are both able to send SMS and email notifications. It's very important to understand the difference between these different types of alerts. I'll go ahead and click this and open up the window. Now I've already customized the size and shape of this window for my own needs, and that is so that I can see the code. I'm going to go ahead and close the reference bar on the right hand side, and now you can see the code that's in the code box. And right now we're on the ThinkScript editor side of the study alert. Notice there's a condition wizard tab over here, but it's grayed out, it's disabled. Why? That's because this code is too complex for the condition wizard to understand. You can also see that we have a view of the chart, and the chart is set to a 15-minute to include extended hours. And at the very bottom, what you have is the alert value. So whatever code is in that code box at the top, that's going to plot at the bottom so that you can see where an alert would occur that is based upon the rules in the code box. So this is a very handy way to test out your code and to build conditions so that you can see graphically on a chart what it's going to look like. You can see when the alert's going to be triggered, or if you apply it to a scan, you can see where the scan is going to be triggered. So we're going to go ahead and change this to a daily chart. That just cleans things up a little bit. We don't have to deal with extended trading hours, and it allows people to more easily follow along. So the next step is I'm going to go ahead and clear out the code that's already here. I'm going to highlight it with the mouse and then just press the delete key on my keyboard, and now it's gone. Notice also that the lower subgraph has disappeared because there are no conditions set up to be evaluated. Now, let's go back to the website and we'll go ahead and look at what we've got here. We've got a simple moving average of the close, a 100 period. So let's go ahead and put that on the chart. We're going to go ahead and right click on the chart. I'm going to select studies. Now that went off the screen. You can't really see that. So let me right click a little higher on the chart. And there you go. Now you can see how I navigate to the edit studies window. Now this is just like any chart on the platform. So I'm going to edit the studies. Now I'm going to go ahead and type in a search here for a study simple moving average. I'll double click to add that to the chart, and then I'll go ahead and click the settings so that I can modify this study and make it a 100 period simple moving average of the close. I'll go ahead and click OK, then apply and OK, and you can see now we have a 100 period moving average on the chart. Let's go back to the website and find out what else we've got to cover. Now, well, okay, so we need 3 closes above the simple moving average. Okay, and we're going to do this without writing code. We're just going to do it with clicks of the mouse, right? So we go back to Thinkorswim, and we're going to go ahead and go to the condition wizard. Remember, I showed you have 2 tabs up here, but if there's code in that code box that the condition wizard doesn't understand, that condition wizard tab will not be enabled. Okay, so what you've got to do is make sure you clear out all the code. You can see that I don't have any code in there. Let me scooch this down a little bit. You can see the code box is empty. So then I can go to the condition wizard. So what do we have here? We have check if all of the conditions are met. Now we can change that, but only after we add some conditions. So here's the button for adding conditions. Notice it says no conditions are defined yet. Also notice it says trigger if at or above a value. That's the default. Now you can change that to trigger if at or below, trigger if below, above, true or false. All right. So whatever conditions are input at the top here, you can change how it triggers. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our first condition. We'll click the add condition button, and you can see that I'm going to put that in the middle of the video here. And you can see that we've got an edit condition box. Okay, you call it a dialog window. Now select a condition. Now if you go ahead and click this button, what you have is you can sort your conditions by type. You can enter a value. Say you wanted a value from 0 to 100. You wanted a value of 50. So you would select a value. If you wanted to do a condition based on a study, then you would select study. If you wanted to do a condition based on a function, you go ahead and select function. We're not going to cover that in this video. If you want to go ahead and create a condition that's based on price, now what are the prices available? Let's go ahead and select that just to see what prices are available. You've got the bid and the ask, the close, the high. You've got a high-low divided by 2, a high-low close divided by 3. These are all the price types that are available, and it's basically just data from the chart. Now let's go ahead and hit the escape key so that we can go back and select a study, because what we want to do is select a study for simple moving average. Now I'm going to add this to the condition wizard exactly the same way I would add this to a chart. Now you just saw me add the simple moving average to the chart for the study alert. Here I am adding it to the condition. So I select simple moving average. You can adjust the parameters. Now we're going to make sure that we change the default, which is 9, and upgrade that to 100. So now you can see on the left-hand side, we have a simple moving average that is a 100 period moving average of the close. And then we have this section here in the middle. And once we make a selection in this middle section, the right-hand section will open up. Now we have many options to pick from here. And what we want to do is we want to work ourselves from the current bar backwards. So we're evaluating the current bar. Now, let's go back to the website and find out again. Let's refresh our minds. What we want to do is we want to pick up stocks that have 3 bars of price above the 100-day simple moving average. Okay, so that means the current bar must be above the 100 period simple moving average. How do we do that? Let's go back to the alert condition. And so what we'll do is we'll say the moving average, the 100 period moving average, is less than, and from here, remember I said it would open up the right hand side as soon as we made a selection in the middle. So we're going to select for condition here a price, and for the price we're going to select close. So this condition basically says the simple moving average of 100 periods is less than the close, which is the same way as saying the close is above the simple moving average. We'll go ahead and click Save. So you can see that immediately adds a graph at the bottom. Remember that was displayed in the beginning. You can see the graph here down at the bottom. And it's a 0 for false, a 1 for true. And so you can see, let me go ahead and zoom in on the chart here a little bit. And so you can see right here at this point, when that close moves above the simple moving average, the condition is true. But what we want is we want to pick up, we don't want anything beyond the first 3 bars, okay? Anything from bar 4 onwards should be a false, because we only want to pick up when the last 3 bars have been above the simple moving average. So we need to add more conditions. And we need to add these conditions, we need to apply an offset. Pay very close attention. We're going to click Add Conditions. So we're going to add another line in our condition wizard. Add Condition. And we're going to select a study. And for the study, we're going to select the same simple moving average. And we're going to update that to be a 100 period moving average of the close. And it needs to be greater than price and select close. Now we need to apply an offset. So the simple moving average from 1 bar ago needs to be, and I'm sorry, I said that wrong. It needs to be less than, the simple moving average from 1 bar ago is less than the close of 1 bar ago. So you see this offset here. The offset is available for both the study and the price because these are arrayed. So then watch what happens as we press the Save button and add this second condition to the condition wizard. Remembering that it's going to change the rules so that the rules say that the current bar must be above the simple moving average, but also the previous bar. That's the offset. The offset is 1 bar to the left. So it's saying the previous bar must also be above the simple moving average. Watch the graph at the bottom that gives us our true-false values as I press the Save button. Did you see that? If you blinked, you missed it. But what happened is it changed from this bar to this bar. It moved 1 bar to the right. So we're going to do the same. We're going to add another condition. So you get to see this again. I'm going to select a condition of study. Simple moving average, update this value to 100, is less than, price, close, and we're going to add another offset. This time it's going to be 2 bars. So we're saying now that the previous 2 bars must be above the simple moving average. So the current bar must be above the simple moving average as well as the 2 bars prior to that. So we've got an offset of 1 on one condition, an offset of 2 on another condition. So we're layering these conditions. They all have to be true in order for the single condition to evaluate true. Watch what happens when I press Save. And once again, now we've shifted this true-false indicator on the bottom 1 more bar to the right. So now it's picking up when you have 3 bars above the simple moving average. But it's also picking up if you have 4, 5, and 6 bars above the simple moving average. So what we need to do is we need to tell it that not only are these 3 conditions need to be true, okay, current bar above, previous bar above, previous bar to that needs to be above, but we need to say that the previous bar to that, so this is going to be an offset of 3, that one needs to be below the simple moving average. So we're going to add another condition. We'll select from a study, simple moving average. Update this to 100. This time the simple moving average needs to be greater than the price of close, and we need to apply an offset of 3 to both of these, okay? So this is now 3 bars back from the current bar, and we're saying the bar 3 bars back from the current bar needs to be below the simple moving average. Watch what happens when we click save. Now we have a single true condition for the third bar above the simple moving average, and it's false for every other bar that's above the simple moving average. Does that look like magic? It's not. It's very simple. And now you can do it without having to write any code. Let's go ahead and expand this a little bit. We're going to shrink the chart and expand the conditions above so you can see how we've stacked them. The simple moving average is less than close. Simple moving average from 1 bar ago is less than the close. From 2 bars ago, from 3 bars ago. So you see we've stacked all of these conditions together so that they all must be true in order for the overall condition to be true. So if you apply this to a study alert and apply this to a stock, it's only going to trigger when you have the third bar above the simple moving average. The first time the third bar is above the simple moving average. Okay, we'll let that sink in a little bit, and then we're going to show you how this is applicable to the other areas of Thinkorswim. Notice that we can still access the ThinkScript editor. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. This is the code that was generated by simply clicking the mouse and updating some values. I'm going to copy this, so I'm going to select all of that code. I'm going to copy. And now that this is copied to my clipboard, I can go ahead and cancel the study alert. And now I can go to a scan, and we can paste that into a study filter. I've got a study filter added to this scan. As you can see, I'm going to click the edit button in the far right. Let me bring that into the recording window here. And I'm going to go ahead and select all of this code, and then I'm going to clear it out. I'm going to right click and select paste. So what I've done is I've taken the code that was generated in our study alert that we've already confirmed is going to give us the signals that we want, and I've pasted it into this study filter for a scan. And if you go to the condition wizard, and again this is the condition wizard for the scan, you can see that all of our conditions are listed there. It recognizes the code as compatible with the condition wizard. And if we click OK and then click scan, we'll find all of the stocks in which that scan evaluates to true. So you want to see how we can connect this a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to charts, and I'll show you the other place where you can apply the code from the condition wizard. And you can build in the condition wizard in any of these places. You can build in the alert section of MarketWatch. You can build here in the scan. So once again, you've got the add condition, and you can go ahead and edit all of your conditions right here. So the same process that you use in one location is available in many locations. So let's go to charts. Let me go ahead and open this up. I'm going to maximize this chart grid, and then I'm going to go to studies, edit studies, and I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these studies and hit apply. I'm going to go ahead then and create a new study. And I'm going to remove all of this code here. And I'm going to right click and select paste. There you go. I've just created a custom chart study using code that was generated from the condition wizard in the study alert section. So the code is compatible across many areas of the platform. I'm going to click OK and then apply, and then click OK. Now you can see that the study is available up here. It's named Video Condition Wiz, okay, and it's currently set to 0. Let's go ahead and add some more to this chart. We'll go to Studies, and we'll go ahead and search for the simple moving average, and we'll add that. We'll go to Settings, and we'll update to 100 period. We'll hit OK and apply. Now what we want to do is we want to see that condition wizard code just as we saw it in the study alert. So let's go ahead and click and drag that down into a lower subgraph. Hit apply and OK. So now you can see that at this location you've got a true, a little spike here from false to true for the third bar above the simple moving average. And what did we have for our scan results? We had, okay, let's just grab this one, CVS. So the scan result is saying that the current daily bar of CVS is the third bar above the 100 period simple moving average. So we'll go to charts and we'll change this symbol to CVS. And you can see the spike at the very far right of the chart. And you can see that yes, indeed, it is the third close above the simple moving average. Now let's say you wanted to see this in a watch list. Let's open up a watch list. I'm going to detach this. We'll move that out of the view for a little bit here. I'm going to close that. And then we'll go ahead and notice there's a link here. The symbol link is set to 9, so anything you select here is going to be selected on the chart. And we can go ahead and go to pinning stocks. We're going to update that to a different watch list. We can customize now, and we're going to select from this drop-down box, custom quotes. There's all my available custom quotes. And I'll go ahead and double click that one, and so I added custom 04 as a column to this watch list. I'm going to click now the little script icon, and you can see now I've got a bunch of code here, and none of it's compatible with the condition wizard. So I'm going to select all of this code and press delete on my keyboard. Then I'm going to right click, and remember we still have this on the clipboard because we copied it from the study alert where we built it. Then we pasted it into a scan, we pasted it into a chart study. Now I'm going to paste it into a custom watch list. Now we'll hit apply and OK, and then we'll click OK. So it looks like nothing here in the watch list has a value of true for any of these symbols. So let's go ahead and add CVS. Oops, and that's still a 0, so I think I know what's going on here. Let me right click on that custom column, edit formula. And sure enough, I have to update the aggregation period. It's set to 2 hour, and I need to make sure that it matches what the scan is using and what the chart is using. So I've changed it to daily now. I'm going to hit apply and OK. And sure enough, now CVS turns into a 1. So you've got a 1 there. Let's see if any of these others. Nope, that's the only one. Yeah. So that's the way it would work in a watch list. You have your list of stocks in here, and you have a 1 for true, a 0 for false. Now if you wanted to change the background color, that's another video, or certainly you can find many examples in our Q&A forum. So go ahead and post there if you need some more details. Okay, so let's see, did we cover everything? The scan, the market watch alert, so we got a study alert, we got the chart study, and oh nope, we didn't count. There's one more thing here. Let's go ahead and close the watch list gadget, and let's go to the trade tab, and let's pretend like we're going to buy some shares and the market's closed. I don't have to worry about it right now. In other words, I don't have to worry about accidentally entering an order. So let's say we're going to buy CVS, and we're going to put a condition on this. Now we've got a whole video that covers conditional orders. It's called Thinkorswim Auto Trading Almost. And we cover the condition wizard in great detail there. And in fact, it's probably best if I show you some of the templates that we use in that video that help you to copy your code that you generate from the condition wizard and generate a strategy code from that. And yeah, we should probably do that just so you can get a taste for it. And then you can go look at the video if you want to. Let me go ahead and get that loaded here. Okay, and you can see here we've got under Thinkorswim strategies, we've got several videos, and the one in particular that I'm talking about is Thinkorswim Auto Trade Almost. And if you go to that video, then you will see a thorough explanation and use of the condition wizard. And if you scroll down below the video, we've got the templates right here. So you got to watch the video in order to understand how to use these templates. But basically this set of template right here, this will show you how to take your conditions and build them in the condition wizard and then build your strategy. Here's your add order statements here. This one here is for plotting studies, and this one here is just a bonus that I threw in along with that video, the SLM ribbon study. So anyhow, we'll go back to where we were, and what I wanted to show you now, remember, we're pretending like we're going to buy CVS. I'm going to show you now the other place that you can use the code that you generate in a condition wizard, and that is right here, this little gear icon in the far right hand corner of your order. And you can go ahead and click that icon, and then this is a little difficult. Again, watch the video, auto trade almost. So I'm just going to kind of walk through this really quickly. I'm going to base this on a study, and I'm going to select edit, and we'll go ahead and change this to daily, and we get rid of all of this stuff right here, and we right click and select paste, and now we've got our conditions. And notice it looks very much like the study alert. So if you work with a study alert, remember that was in the Market Watch tab under the alert section, and you practice there, then you can go and set up an order and place a condition on that order that will trigger only if the condition is true. All right, again, if you want details on this, don't post a comment on this video, go watch the other video. The other video, it covers it in great detail, and you'll get the full coverage as well as tools that'll help you to build strategies and chart studies and build stuff that can help you identify trading opportunities. So we're going to cancel here and cancel here. And we're ready to move on to the next example. And again, remember, I said that for the first example, I was going to go very slowly, step by step, show every last detail. So now we're going to pick up the pace a little bit so that we can get the rest of these examples in without extending the video for too long of a period. So we're going to go to the Market Watch tab, and we're going to make sure that we're on the Alerts section of the Market Watch tab. And we're going to open up a study alert. And we're going to go ahead and clear out the code that's already there, just like before. And we're going to update this aggregation period to daily, just to clean things up a little bit. And now we need to set up some conditions. So let's go back to the website and find out what our next condition is. This one is scan for 3 consecutive days of 2% daily gain. Now this is going to be a little bit more advanced than the last example because we are going to have to touch the keyboard on this one. In other words, we're going to have to update the code a little bit. So what we have here is some code that automatically does this for us. Now this was given in the forum. And notice in the forum, I went ahead and took a screenshot to show, basically, look at that, it's a study alert. As I use this tool very frequently in building things for other people. And so here's an example where the code is able to find 3 bars of 2% gain. In other words, 3 bars in a row were each 2% greater close than the previous close. All right. So now that you know what it's going to look like, now let's go ahead and get in there and build it using the condition wizard. So we'll switch over to the Condition Wizard tab and select Add Condition. Now what is the rule? The rule is today's close needs to be greater than yesterday's close times 2%. So we need a price close is greater than price close. And now that we have it set up here, close is greater than close. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Because the close, we're comparing the same element. Well, bear with me here. We're going to click Save. And of course, the condition is never true because the close is always equal to the close. And we're going to have to edit this condition in order to acquire what we need, which is the close is greater than the previous close times 2%. So let's go ahead and edit this. And this is the right-hand section here. We're going to increase the offset by 1. That's going to cause the current, it's going to compare the current close is greater than the previous close. Let's save. And you can see that that is updated now on the graph below. But it's still not quite complete because its close is greater than the close from 1 bar ago. What we need is close is greater than the close from 1 bar ago times 2%. But first, we need to go ahead and add the other two conditions. Remember, this is 3 consecutive bars of 2% gain or more. So we're going to add a condition, price, close. We're going to add an offset because this time we're comparing the previous close is greater than the price, close of 2 bars ago. So the close, the previous close, the close of 1 bar ago, is greater than the close of 2 bars ago. We'll hit save, and we notice now the true-false conditions have thinned out a little bit. Now there's fewer true conditions because now we're setting up a condition that basically says 2 consecutive bars that are greater than the previous bar. Okay, so we need one more condition, so we're going to go ahead and set that up. We'll go price, close. Now this is going to have to be 2 bars ago is greater than price, close, 3 bars ago. Okay, so you see how I'm doing that with the offset. We'll go ahead and hit save. Now this is measuring when there are 3 consecutive higher closes. 3 bars in a row, each bar closing higher than the other. But we're not done yet because remember, it needs to be 2% or more than the previous close. So now is when we have to touch the keyboard. First we have to assemble all of our conditions so that the code is complete, and then we go to the ThinkScript editor, and now we can start to add in the missing pieces. So what we need to do is basically we need to say today's close is greater than the close from 1 bar ago times 1.02. Okay, and the close from 1 bar ago is greater than the close from 2 bars ago times 1.02. And we can even copy and paste this part here. So times 1.02 plus a space, we can copy that. And we can paste that at the very end of this line right here. So now we've got 3 consecutive bars have to be a 2% gain. So let's go ahead and compare this to what we've got for the post. And the post, we gave an example. What was the ticker symbol? We don't know. Yes, it's Baidu. So the example was Baidu. And let's check. Oh, I just noticed something here. We've got greater than or equal to. So we've got to update our code here. No problem. So we have here, let's go ahead and copy all of this, because if the Thinkorswim platform decides to blow this out, we're going to be lost. So we'll copy all that code, and now we can make some modifications. So let's see. So close is greater than close from 1 bars ago times 1.02. So, okay, so greater than or, so we need or equal to. Or equal to. Got it? So close from, okay, greater than or equal to. Okay, greater than or equal to. There we go. So now we've got everything updated. Let's go ahead and copy this code now, because that's complete. Let's copy this, because we have to cancel this in order to change the symbol. So we're going to change this to Baidu, and then go back to the study alert. And let's go ahead and paste in our code. Change this to daily. And then let's go back to our post and find out about when that was. 3/16/2017. So this was back in, wow, that was a long time. This post was some time ago, wasn't it? Yeah, March 16th, 2017. Let's see, we need to get enough data on the chart to be able to go back that far to find that signal. And you know what? We're not going to be able to get more than 1 year of daily bars in the study alert. So let's go ahead and make sure that we have copied this. We're going to copy and we're going to paste this into a chart study. And now that we've copied that, we go ahead and cancel here. We can go to charts. Then we can go to studies, edit studies, and we can grab this one that we created for the video. And we can select all of this code that we did from our previous example, clear that out. We can right click and paste, and now we have our code in here. Now we hit apply and OK, apply and OK, and we already have Baidu loaded. Now with this we can go ahead and add years to our chart. And let's see if 3 years ago is enough to cover. Sure enough, there we go. So we'll go ahead and zoom in on that little section here. This is the signal that we had from the post in the Q&A forum. This was the signal that was picked up by that code. And what is that? That is 3 consecutive bars of 2% or more higher closes. Got it? Great. Let's move on to the next example. Again, we're going to pick up the pace here a little bit. So if you get lost, just go ahead and hit the back button on the video and watch whatever it is that you missed, and watch it again and again until you get it. So we've got unusual volume, open interest. So let's scroll down here and look and see what we did for a solution. We had, okay, alert, volume greater than open interest. And this little example here was, okay, so this was on Option Hacker. This wasn't on the Stock Hacker. So we're going to go ahead and build this on the study alert, where we're going to have to grab an option code. No, we don't want to do it that way. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and go to Option Hacker. So we're going to the scan, and notice we were working on the Stock Hacker earlier. Now we're going to switch to the Option Hacker, and we can clear away. Let's go ahead and hit reset. Okay, good. So we'll leave that, and then we'll add a study filter, and then we'll go ahead and click the edit button. We're going to click and drag that down into the video, and notice we're on the condition wizard. We can delete that condition, and we need to start building our new condition, which is the volume is greater than open interest. So we're going to add a condition. We're going to select, what is that? That's a price related to a stock or an option. So that's volume is greater than, and then we're going to need open interest. Again, that's going to be found for the price, and then we scroll down until we get to open interest. And then we can click save, and we can click OK, and then we can run the scan. So this is a list of options. Again, this is Option Hacker. So this is a list of options for which the volume is greater than the open interest. Simple, right? All right, what's the next example? Finding a MACD crossover below the zero line. And let's look at some of the code. Okay, so it looks like I gave an in-depth description here instead of just providing the solution, because it seemed like this person wanted to learn. And so let's just take that concept. Finding a MACD crossover below the zero line. There's 3 plots to a MACD. The value line crossing above the average while both are below the zero line. So let's go ahead and go to Market Watch, the alerts section, open up a new study alert, clear out the code that's already there, change this to daily. We're going to right click on our chart and edit studies, and we're going to add a MACD so that we can see the results of our work. Hit apply and OK. So the places like right here, okay, let's just go ahead and zoom in on these 2 signals right here. This is the type of signal that their code is going to be picking up. It's a crossover below the zero line, okay? So remember, there's 3 plots. Now we'll go to the condition wizard, add a condition. What do we need here? We need a plot for a study, which is the MACD, and we want the value line crossing above study MACD, the average. So this is saying that the MACD value is crossing above the MACD average. And we'll go ahead and save that, and we get some signals. But the problem with this is it will also give you crossovers that occur above the zero line. Okay? So we don't want that, right? So we need to add another condition. What we need to do, and again, we're going to select Study, MACD, and we want the value line, because that is the one that's going to move the fastest, to be less than a value of 0. So this is now adding a second level to our condition. The first level say, give me a crossover, a cross above, okay? And also make sure that when that cross above happens, that the value line is less than 0. Watch carefully what happens to the lower subgraph to see if any of the signals change. Yes, indeed. So there we have it. We go ahead and zoom in on these couple of signals here, and we can see that these crosses are happening below the 0 line. And in case you were wondering, yes, there is a cross there. We can zoom into that and see. And that's what we have for that example. Okay? So let's go ahead and move on to the last one. Now this is the big kahuna, right? This is the one that I was going to do first, and then I realized quickly it's way more complicated. So we need to save this one to the last. You're going to be touching the keyboard on this one. So roll up your sleeves, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready. So let's see what we've got. This is the TTM wave, the C wave in particular, because on Thinkorswim, the TTM wave comes with the A wave and the C wave. So we're going to add that to the chart, and we're going to turn off the A wave. And then we want to go ahead and dig in a little bit more detail here. You really can't see the rules that determine the change of color here from dark blue to light blue. So I'm going to change the way that this plots so that you can get a better view on exactly what's happening, what's determining the change in color, and how we can write a rule using the condition wizard to capture this. Okay, so we'll go to the condition wizard. We'll delete the existing conditions, so we're empty now. We're going to update the chart, so we're going to right click and select studies, edit studies. We're going to remove the MACD. We're going to add the TTM wave. And I told you we're going to modify the TTM wave to not display the A wave, which is the yellow and red wave. So notice we've got two plots here for the C wave, the wave too high and the wave too low. I'm going to separate those, and to do so I'm going to change them to points. So I'm changing them, instead of plotting as histograms, they're going to plot as points. I'm going to do that to both of these, and when I click OK and apply, you're going to see on the chart how these are changing color. Now what's happening is, as these are moving further apart, they turn light blue. As they are moving closer together, they are turning dark blue. So you can see this is an extreme example right here. Okay, so they're moving apart. Okay, so they're light blue, then they start moving together, so they're dark blue, and then right here they start moving apart again, so they are light blue. So let's go ahead and zoom in on that little section here so that we can see it. Now we're going to build conditions that capture this. And remember I said we're going to have to touch the keyboard on this, so get ready. So the first thing we're going to have to do is add 4 conditions. And those 4 conditions basically are going to be wave too high and the wave too low. And to separate things, we're going to have the previous bar's value of wave too high and wave too low compared to the current bar's value of wave too high and wave too low. Boy, is that a mouthful. So we're going to add a condition. We're going to select a study. We're going to look at the TTM wave, and we've got the wave too high. Okay, and we're going to give that an offset of 1. So this is the previous bar. Okay, as value. Okay, so we're not doing anything on the right hand side here. We're going to click save. We're going to add another condition. We're going to select a study. We're going to select TTM wave, and this is going to be the wave too low. And again, we're going to do as value and save. So let's make sure that both of those are from one. Nope. Okay, I forgot one thing. I'm going to edit this condition because I forgot to give it an offset of 1. We're going to save that now. We have our 2 conditions here, and I scroll down so you can see them. Okay, so wave too high from 1 bar ago, wave too low from 1 bar ago. Now we're going to add in 2 more, and they're going to be for the current bar, so we won't use the offset on the next 2, but they're basically a repeat of those. So we go ahead and select study, and we're going to go to TTM wave, and we want the wave too high as a value. Hit save, add another condition, and we go to study and TTM wave. Told you this is going to go a little fast. We are nearing the end of the video and I wanted to make sure we got this in. So wave too low as value, hit save. So now we've got our 4 conditions in there. And now I'll show you what we have to do to modify this so that we can pick up the change in color from dark blue to light blue. So we're going to have to edit the code. Remember I said we're going to have to touch the keyboard here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this code because it's safer to edit this outside of the condition wizard. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to open up a little code editor. I use a code editor. It's called Atom. You can get it from GitHub. It's free. But it gives you a lot of nice little tools. Okay, like for instance, you can capture, okay, TTM wave too high from 1 bar ago, TTM wave from 1 bar ago. Okay, that's all one portion. Okay, that's basically the first 2 conditions that we set up. And I'm going to highlight that, and I can use the parentheses here and put parentheses around that whole statement. One of the benefits of using one of these code editors. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight this little section here and do the same thing. Now, if you don't have a code editor and you're just doing this in Word document or Notepad or something like that, then you'll have to manually put in parentheses. But I want to point that out here. That's what we're working with here. We got parentheses separating these conditions. Okay, so now instead of and, okay, so it's TTM wave too high from 1 bar ago, minus sign. So we're replacing and with the minus sign. So we're doing some math here. So we're saying wave too high minus the wave too low from the previous bar. And then we'll do the same thing over here, minus. So it's wave too high minus wave too low of the current bar. And then all we need here in between is less than. Okay? So we're comparing the wave too high and low subtracted from one another from the previous bar. Now a lower value means that they're what? They're closer together. Versus on the right side, we've got the current bar and we're subtracting the wave high and low from each other, and a higher number is what? Greater than. So this is what we've got. So we go ahead and highlight that, and we can copy, and then we can minimize that. And we can go ahead and paste that over the code that we had in there before. And now, bingo, we can see the lower subgraph. We've got a signal that returns true anytime the TTM wave C is light blue. And we did that without knowing how to write code. We just had to touch the keyboard a little bit. We did have to understand how things are organized in the code box. I said it's for the advanced people. So don't complain, all right? You've got plenty of examples of the easy stuff. And if you want to sharpen your teeth and chew on this for a little bit, then go ahead and replay this section of the video. Again, I want to say thank you so much for your support and your prayers. I'm so grateful to have been able to recover so quickly and be back at work. I love working. I love producing these videos for you guys. I just love being able to take the complicated stuff that is way above your head and bring it down to your level so that you can work with it and actually accomplish things on your own and not have to rely on me or someone else. Although I'm here, you can go to my website if you need my services. You can find me there. I don't really advertise much. I don't really promote it, but I spend an awful lot of time doing custom projects for folks because they see what I can do in my videos and what I've posted on my website. And they want some custom stuff done. They don't want anybody else to see, so they come to me. And there's a spot on my website. You can find it if you look for it, but I don't really promote that much. And I'm really grateful to be able to participate and provide solutions for people. And I love doing this. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video. And I'm looking forward to seeing your posts and your comments in the Q&A forum. I might decide to even create a separate topic strictly for the Condition Wizard. Depends on what kind of response we get from the video, and if enough people want to post questions about how do I do this in the Condition Wizard, or how do I do this, can this be done in the Condition Wizard, then maybe we'll create a whole topic for that, so that way people can make the best use of this tool. So again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Thank you for watching this tutorial video. Be sure to visit www.hon-tech.com for the full library of tutorials. I hope this video increases your knowledge and helps you become more efficient with this topic, whether for home or work. Please support this channel by sharing these videos with your friends and colleagues. Thanks, and take care.